Welcome to Rauta Reacts, reaction videos with coffee. This time it's all about a TV series based on a video game, The Last of Us Season 2. Now, prior to watching this and reacting to this video, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the first two games in the series. The first game was really great and the second one even better. If story-wise it's exactly the opposite. I really love the first story, the second one not so much. But TV series is different, obviously. Story first, because there is no gameplay. But let's see about it, and I'll then comment and review the second season, which is I have already seen. 2 minutes 4 seconds.
You okay?
Yeah.
This is where we live. What's that?
The fence.
What's inside?
People.
What's outside?
I really like these close shots.
Monsters.
This is a beautiful scene in the season 2.
By the time the sun comes up tomorrow, there's a very good chance you'll be dead.
You're gonna lose.
Great music too.
Don't you know what he did?
Oh yeah, such a great show.
Swore.
And this kind of music with the acoustic guitar is obviously the Mr. Santaolalla, who did the soundtrack for the games as well. So that was pretty short and sweet, less than 2 minutes as a full video. The rest of it is just ads. So what can we say about the series? Well, like I said, the first season was really great and did great homage to the original game, which was very, very fantastic horror, survival horror with lots of drama. And obviously the focus with the series is even more on the drama side, because you really can't capture the feeling of survival horror in the same way as you could do with the game. And the game does terribly good job at it. My point here is the feeling of horror when you're there, whereas when you're just watching it as an outsider, it's totally different. So I think they did the right choice, right call, when the emphasis is more on the drama side of things rather than the horror and action. Now, whereas the game is, well, in my opinion anyway, pretty much like 50-50 horror and action and then drama, the series is more like maybe 70% on drama side or even more, and less and sneaking around, action, horror and all that stuff. But it's very much present here, and obviously it needs to be, because otherwise this wouldn't feel The Last of Us. Now, a lot of people have been criticizing that Bella Ramsey is not the right choice to play Ellie in the show because she doesn't seem like that. But I think this criticism is mostly coming from those who played the game before seeing the show. So obviously have already figured out how she should sound and look like because of the game. The same thing is then again with people who have, say, read a book and figured out how this person should look like and then watch the movie. Think about all those Stephen King adaptations. You already have decided, unconsciously maybe, or subconsciously rather, how it should look, how it should be. And when things are different, you're going to be disappointed. I mean, that's the kind of a given thing with the human mind and all. But with open mind approach and without the burden of, having played the games, I think a lot of people are just happy with Bella Ramsey, or at least I would be, because I'm happy with the result. No, I don't feel Bella Ramsey is perfect for Ellie, but I like her as an actress. She did good job, say, in Game of Thrones. So when I saw that she's gonna be Ellie in this game, I was like, okay, fine. And now that I'm in second season, I still feel, yeah, she's not the right cast. Probably this actress for Abby would be better as Ellie, and if I remember reading correctly, but I haven't fact-checked this one, she actually went for the role of Ellie, and in hindsight, maybe she would have been better. But then again, you always have to understand that the name has quite a bit of weight in this, and Bella Ramsey as an actress is well known, so there's that. And then again, this Abby role is really, really nicely done also. But what is this second season missing is that it's not a full game versus as the first one. And that's a big shame. Now, I won't tell you spoilers, but I will tell you this much. The 7 episodes of season 2 just got around maybe 50% or maybe 1/3 of the whole second game. So it's very much cut in the middle and like, hey, you gotta wait for season 3 to finish up the story. Or if this is just 1/3, maybe we need like season 4 to go through the story. And as such, it's a big disappointment how this second season ends, because obviously it's not gonna tell you the full story. So it's almost like, okay, you watch Star Wars, the full movie, and okay, this is great. And then you get the sequel and you're expecting it to be, well, finishing the story. And you're like, hey, sorry, we got third one coming up. Now that's a poor comparison because obviously back in the days you didn't know what to expect. But in hindsight, if you were expecting like first one starts and the second one ends it, or based like this is exactly doing how the games are, well, it's not going to work like that. But then again, we have to also understand that the original game for The Last of Us 2 is approximately something like 22, 25 hours, once again, depending how you play and all that stuff. So fitting that into, say, 10 hours of series with, roughly 10 episodes as well, because our average, these are like around 1 hour per episode, I don't think it would have been, working out really well. You have to cut a lot of that stuff. Then again, you can remove a lot of those action and horror sequences because, what do you enjoy as a gamer, like long combats and all that stuff, wouldn't really work that well with the series adaptation. Now, overall, I'm still very happy with the result. It's more like a disappointment they didn't do the full game in one go. Maybe there needed to be more episodes, that's given, but I wouldn't have minded that, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But if we remove that part of thing about the beach, I can't really say a bad word about it, because to me this is the best adaptation of video game ever on TV, including all the movies I've seen and all that stuff. Fallout was really good as well, but The Last of Us is clearly a lot better to me, just because it's so much more, bleak and, cynical. It's very violent, it's brutal and all that stuff. Whereas Fallout was more like, hey, happy campers, too much comedy in my opinion, but that's another matter. So, I don't know about you, but I totally enjoyed The Last of Us Season 2 as well as the first one. So I'm really stoked to see how it continues in the future, as hopeful, that there will be another game in the franchise. Well, while waiting for that, off you go and watch some other great stuff. I'll be talking to you about Andor Season 2 later on. Off you go, bye.